I was trying to juggle everything. The ball I dropped was my posting on social media, mine, because I was like, I got another page to worry about now. So I know what needs to be done next, and it's like giving yourself grace, but not falling victim.
Yep.
Yeah.
So finding that line of
Yeah, it's like
don't
pity yourself.
Yeah.
Give yourself a moment, but then it's like find a way to show up.
Well, like for the next, 4 weeks specifically, like Ben and I have spoken about, like there's going to be a very big push in my call frequency for people at U-Strong. So really ramping up the amount of contact I have with them, particularly in the first week. So I'm someone that needs specific numbers and, putting that in place, and it's already showing better signs.
Yep.
But then after that, like I've gone back to Ben. I'm like, after like the week before, it's like, cool, we're going to put together metrics for my own personal business again.
Yeah. Yeah, because
I'm maintaining.
Yeah, you'll make it work. I feel like you'll make it work if you still have the benchmarks.
Correct.
Yeah. It's just at the moment, it's easier to just go, all my focus is here. That's why we tell the guys, like, track your fucking business.
Yeah.
Because
I'm laughing because it's the next point in my...
Oh, yeah. It's like track your fucking business.
Yeah.
Because you probably don't realize like how direct and useful and productive you could be with your time.
Yeah.
If you just go, how's U-Strong going? Okay, let's have a moment for my business.
Yeah.
How's it going? Sometimes, like we say, sometimes it can be a positive thing. Oh, it's all good. Oh, thank God. Okay, move on. Don't have to worry about this like impending weight and stress and anxiety. It's like you can actually look at it some weeks and be like, my business is cool. Move on. If it's not, oh, sweet.
What do I need to do?
What do I need to do? How am I going to make this work? Or maybe I'll batch a content day, do all my posts in the 3 hours on Monday morning if I can, or whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
I think so one of the main questions I get when I start talking to personal trainers is just like, how the fuck do you do all that? Like, how do you have
how do you do
2 gym under management, another personal training team under management, our own coaching business, Standout PT, my own coaching, a 9-month-old? Just how? And honestly, it's the trackers.
Absolutely.
It's trackers, just like tracking your business.
To-do lists.
Yeah.
Action lists.
But
having it all there.
Everything starts at the tracker.
Absolutely.
Because like I'll sit down, and I think we've done a really good job of this, getting it in place quickly. So if you look at U-Strong and all of our businesses, there's 3 documents that we use. So from the top, it's like, we call it a God document. Every little bit of money that goes in and goes out, not actuals. And I think that people get caught up in actuals and it takes too long. What does my business look like on a page if everyone pays and everything's happening this week?
Yep.
Profit, revenue, distributions, whatever. How does all of that look? Every service is on there. Everything that gets paid out from that. So for us, it's like the coach gets this much or whatever. All of that's laid out on one spreadsheet. And there's literally a corner in that spreadsheet that gives me all the information of the health of our business that I need in 30 seconds. Not even. 5 seconds, I know good, bad.
Done.
Like, is that number bigger than last week? Yes.
Good.
No. Then we go to the like activity tracker, let's call it, like the KPI part.
Yep.
How many active members do we have? How many are on suspension? What's the retention like? How many calls did we make? How many appointments did we make? How many did we close? Like, we need to start adding what show ratios like in terms of attendance rates. What percentage of the members are actually coming? For mine, I've got, did I do my posts, my stories, my CTAs, how many link in bios did it get? What did my Instagram growth look like? What's my engagement like? So I'll go through on a Monday and I do mine and be like, okay, and everything that I'm responsible is on there.
Yeah.
But STC Fit just says revenue profit. So does U-Strong. So does our Anytime facility. All of that's just revenue profit. That's it. They have their own God document tracker for the overall business.
You can go find the stuff when you need it.
Then when I get to the meeting, it's the first 10 minutes of the meeting is, this is where the God doc's at, where this is what we need. So I know we need 4 members because the God document says so.
Yeah.
And
Jessica,
I can just
make more phone calls.
I can just be like, bang, that's what we need right now.
Yeah, this is the focus.
Yeah, and go, it's November tomorrow. We know in 6 weeks it's going to be slow.
Yeah.
So we need 10 now.
We need to push hard. Yeah.
Like, that needs to happen in the next 6 weeks, and then we can manage Christmas.
Yeah.
And then as like being on the other end of that, as somebody that like previously would take, not with you guys, but like in my past life, pre-STC, you know, someone tells you that and you take it as an insult. So think about the amount of people that will look at their God doc. You know, like the whole joke of like, you don't want to check your bank account because you don't want to see what's in it.
Yeah.
You know, pulling wool over your eyes, knowing like that God doc, if you work for yourself, that God doc is the one that's telling you what you need to fucking do very clearly.
Yeah.
It's not taking that as an insult, like, oh, I'm so shit.
Yeah.
I'm so shit for not being at this level, or I want 30 online clients or 40 online clients. Like, I'm so shit for not having that yet.
Yeah, that's why people don't set goals.
Correct, because it seems so far away.
I don't want to fail.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, how do you pave the way for tomorrow with not paving the way for fucking 3, 6 months, 12 months down the road?
We just had the conversation about the body dysmorphia thing in the fit chat. That thought, I have that thought about every business every week.
Yep.
Every single week. It's like, nah, should be further. This should be this. I'm not performing, blah, 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 blah. But it's like, well, the only thing to do is the thing.
Yeah. Because not doing the thing is the worst thing.
Yeah.
So doing something
I
is
think
better
I
than-
help keep you in perspective too sometimes. Because
Agreed.
sometimes
100%.
Because like but I know your personality, so I don't take it personally that you're like, well, fucking do more. Because if it ever got to that point, I'd be like, you come and do it.
Yeah.
Like, because I'm confident in my output.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, if I wasn't doing the thing, I would really shy away from it. But
You
like,
guys fighting or you fighting right now?
No,
Or-
definitely.
no, I'm a wog.
Every week.
Like you
No.
called her out for the session before.
Earlier.
She's already ready. Yeah.
Just no. So it's like Ben will come in, and I know the standard that I expect of myself, and Ben, being the person I have my weekly meeting with, will hold me to that standard.
And that's
And then-
absolutely what you want.
Correct. And so when you cross that accountability with the document that is directly telling you your actions are resulting in this, it kind of like, it forces me to be like, I need to improve X, Y, Z. And it forces you to be like, okay, so we're moving in a linear fashion, but we kind of need to ramp it up for this reason.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's about keeping perspective on both ends. It's like you can always put more effort in somewhere while still still acknowledging that it's moving where it needs to.
The other benefit though is when you do elevate, you can see a result.
Correct.
Yeah.
You don't even need to give her the affirmation.
Yeah.
She can see it.
And that,
Correct.
I was going to say that I've never told, since we opened, I've never told you what to do.
No.
I've brought up the data and been like, how do we, like even this week, like with the calls,
I said it.
I was like,
How do we make
is there
this better?
something, because I was like, I don't know if we need to go to the marketing team or I don't know if something's happening in the gym. But the performance right now isn't going to give us a safety net over Christmas. So that's the problem. And when you start getting into like mentoring other people, and this is obviously coaching lessons in general, my style, and this is like reach model and all that kind of stuff, it's just like, what standard do you want me to hold you to?
Yeah.
But B, there's a problem, and I know we spoke about it, it's like us versus the problem. Communicating that can be challenging. But if I go to Jess and say, we got 6 weeks really until things slow down, we're 4 members from Profit and we'd like to have a buffer because we're going to have suspensions.
Yeah.
Is there something in the gym that we can do differently that you've seen? Or do we need to go talk to the marketing team? And Jess just straight up went, I need to make more calls. I'm only really touching base this much.
Yeah.
I'm like, cool, the standard is probably this.
Sweet.
Can we do that? Yes, go. And it's literally, when you go from the God doc, you see the overarching thing in the business. Then you go to activity tracker, let's say. You can see what the inputs are. And then you can see what inputs are either showing a problem. So we have like a lead to sale ratio.
Yeah.
We know we need to be at a minimum of 10%. And we haven't been. So it's like, okay. Like
This is different compared to PT.
Of
well.
course.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I'm
yeah.
not-
Totally different.
Yeah.
Yeah, you lead to, if it's 10% in PT,
There's something
that's
wrong.
trouble. Should be like 95.
But yeah.
But so we can go, cool. So that isn't at the metric that it needs to be. What's the metric that's affecting that the most?
Yeah.
Is it show ratios? We need to change the nurturing sequence. Is it the type of leads we're getting? We need to change the ads. Is it just that we're not making enough calls? So how do we structure that in? Can we get Jess involved? Like having God doc, state of business on paper, no bullshit, no feelings, no when trainers' clients say, I feel fat, every trainer wants to punch them in the face. But every trainer goes, I just don't feel like I'm getting anywhere. It's like, show me the data.
Yeah. Show me your progression.
Oh, I don't have it. Okay. Are you making more money than you were last month? Yeah. So what do you want?
Yeah.
It's like, you know what I mean? It's just, it's such a weird
Yeah.
double standard. So if you have both of those in place, and then when you get bigger, all that happens is now DJ has a tracker.
Yeah.
And that tracker is then plugged into the big one.
Yeah.
And then when someone new starts, it'll be the same, and it'll be the same, and it'll be the same. And the mentor that works one-on-one with that person will just bring the tracker up. And they've got their own little version of the God Doc in terms of income and all that kind of shit on it. Jess will look at it, look at the tracker and be like, for you to do what you need to do, this is what needs to happen. And then that feeds into the next one, which feeds into the next. It's so
important.
Yeah, but it just brings the anxiety of everything down so much.
And it's also like super reassuring to me as well. Like, yes, it highlights that the leads coming in to the people showing up is where our gap is. Then, or the showing up to the free trial or the consultation if you're a PT, whatever. But like knowing that the consultation to membership or free trial to membership
Slaps.
rate is fucking insane.
Yeah.
If I do say so myself.
Yeah.
Gives me confidence to do the rest of the stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's
So like it's affirming. Like it's affirming. Like what you said, like sometimes it's just you look at it and you're like, okay.
Yeah,
And you can just close
doing
it.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like
It's a nice feeling to, rather than like, I feel like I should be ahead. It's a nice feeling to sometimes be like, oh, I'm doing a fucking great job.
well
Yeah.
for me, it shows me that I'm like the product is great.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because the people that experience
Once
the
they
product
come-
buy the product.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, great. And it feels nice to know that like all of that time and that effort and the continued effort, but obviously it's at different
Yeah.
levels, has been worth it. So that's where I'm like, cool, sales hat goes on now because gym floor Jess
Yeah.
put that work in to make sure that thing was good. And now it runs itself with the other coach.
But what does
Yeah, and
what does the online coach do, or the personal trainer? They just continue to make their program template better.
Yeah.
They continue to add things to their service. What if they had the data where it's like when people come, they stay for
A year, 2 years.
1.5 years? It's like
Stop
you-
that.
Yeah, stop
Your
that.
service is great.
Put your energy
You
somewhere
need
else.
to put your energy into your lead acquisition, or if you do have a lot of leads coming through, but not a lot of people are signing up, it's like, well, what's going on in that process to get that person on?
Even speaking to the marketing team, so they obviously manage like 100 gyms. And they're like, the spectrum is 10% from lead to sale to 30%. 30% is like as good as we see it to lead. So if you can get in that 20% range, you're dominating. And then it's like, okay, so how many have 100% retention, 95%
Show rate.
show
Yeah,
up ratio
yeah.
for class like active members? And it's like none. Like, okay, so we're running at 10,
Yeah, but we're also
but everyone fucking stays and everyone has an awesome.
time.
It's like the people who do, less people want the thing because it's not
it's not
a
what they
generic
It's so
free
niche.
class.
first
Yeah.
want. Yeah,
But the people that are in this space, once they see it, they're here for life.
The most common thing is like that I hear all the time is like, I never thought that the gym could feel like this. And that is
Yeah.
That's awesome.
like
So cool.
could literally tear up at just like I already know the impact that this place. Sure, people won't stay with us forever, but I know that the way that we've made them feel about themselves
Yeah.
through our product
they'll remember it.
forever.
Yeah.
Forever. And they're going to take great technique, and then when another coach in the future says to them, how did you learn that? And they're going to be like, I fucking went to a small group gym and they taught me how to deadlift like this.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm really proud. Like it is very niche, and a lot of the phone calls that I do make do become a bit redundant because people are like, okay, well for that price, I could just go to another small group gym and do 17 classes a week if I wanted to.
Yeah.
It's like you absolutely could.
You can. Go
Yeah.
for it.
And I'm like, absolutely. And if session frequency is something that you want, I want results for my clients. So, this is why we run it, X, Y, Z. And they're like, okay, yeah, cool. Nah, I just really want to go more. I'm like, great.
Yeah.
So like there's so many of those conversations, and they're the ones that come up now, not Reformer, which
Yeah.
is great. I would much rather
ads.
I
Yeah.
would much rather have that. Like
Agreed.
you will be with me in 6 months' time when you realize you haven't changed.
Yeah.
And you have the same
Yeah.
7 injuries because
I
you
was going
just
to say
do burpees.
everything
Yeah.
hurts because
Yeah.
the program is not for you.
Correct. But
Yeah.
it's like when the marketing is right and then I continue to refine conversation, like, fuck, we change something every few weeks because you don't want to change it every week. But whether it's the text message that they get when they opt in, whether it's like whatever it is, like the tracker has just done everything and
It guides your decision making.
so fucking much.
Makes
like,
it all objective. Makes an incredibly potentially emotional thing, especially when you're working in a team environment. Can get to a very emotional feeling thing, which is like your clients with their fat loss and their training and even how you feel about your training, and takes it to objective data.
That's probably my biggest change in the last year as well.
Yeah.
I'm not emotional about business anymore.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh, well, emotion doesn't dictate the way I behave in
behavior.
business.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that.
It's a bit of maturity.
I think,
around it.
whether it's like I'm entering my 10th year. January
it's
is
sick.
10 years.
Wild.
Whether it's, confidence, skin in the game, trust in you guys, but more so
You're a totally different person when you first started with us, though.
fucking oath.
Yeah.
Like,
So-
and tracking data, and because I can do it with body composition. I can go, as we spoke about on Fit, I can go up in scale and be like, but whatever, this is the goal. I can do that, and it's like not being confronted by what I see in data and not seeing it as an insult, but seeing it as this is what you do well, this is what you don't. At the end of the day, this is what you need to do.
Do you reckon?
Changed it all.
Do you reckon being thrown into scenarios that don't involve being a personal trainer has helped though? Because jumping on here for the first time, I think you were terrified.
I was.
When you presented in World Gym, I could tell you were nervous. Even just like you were like, we have to get there early. I need a minute to read over this presentation. Which are totally normal things, but you've just pushed the boundaries, and we've just helped provide them and facilitate whatever you wanted. And I think because you've just chucked yourself in deep end sometimes, now you're just like, it doesn't matter how deep this fucking pool is, I'm gonna swim in some capacity.
100. Also, in saying that, happy 2-year anniversary.
Yeah.
I've been here for 2 years.
Absolutely.
So happy 2-year anniversary episode. When I started,
We're
I
gonna all
had
celebrate by eating chicken and rice and going to get a pump.
training chest. But yeah, so starting with a private Instagram. Look, I had my online clients. Like, I've always been a good people person, and that's always something that's really carried me and whatever. But like, where I going into the role of doing events and doing the mentorship, and that first event that I organized in Brisbane, touching base with the gym fucking 15 times, organizing things to the I still organize things to the minute when we do interstate trips, and that will never stop because it
Please
takes...
don't.
Please,
it's
No,
great.
no, because I was going to say that takes everyone's anxiety out.
It's amazing.
Like,
Yeah.
that's just makes for well-run events.
Yeah.
But my energy goes into so many other things now that it's like, I get it done well, and I know that it's going to run well, to the point where Tam and I didn't speak about the photo shoot until the day before. I obviously organized. You guys were like, cool. One of the gyms didn't work out, so I took it upon myself. I'm like, if you guys are okay with location, we're going to go here instead. I picked the times, didn't ask you guys for the times, like picked the times, told you when you were going to be.
Yeah.
You gave some
And
guidelines.
The biggest shift I've seen is you don't ask us any questions as much now.
Yeah.
So
It was a lot of like, I'm unsure and what should we do? Now you go, we're doing this.
Yeah.
And then we just give you some feedback if there is any. Like,
And
because
make
you're
the
just so
changes.
confident
Yeah.
from doing the thing that you're just like, I got this now.
Yeah. And it's like, guys, rather than going to you saying, should it's I want to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have anything to say about it?
Yeah.
Otherwise,
This
everything's
is how
in
it's gonna
place to
go
go.
down. Yeah.
And, this photo shoot was, I'm like, I didn't do anything. But I'm like, no, you literally fucking told everyone where to be, picked the exercises they were doing, when they had to be.
Organize the event, did the event bright, like sent
And
out
I
the messages.
didn't. I was like, I didn't even think twice about, and just the change and confidence in myself. And that's absolutely, you guys have helped me play to my strengths. Organization is a big strength of mine for, event management and things like that. I play to my strengths there. I'm the people person. I do all of these things. And it's just like snowballed into, how the fuck do I own a gym? Like, what do you mean?
So we're going to go a little bit over because I have one more thing that I wanted to talk about while you're here specifically.
Going over on a podcast that I'm on. That's crazy.
Soz Tam, but Jess is here. We nailed it on fit. It's fine. There's a book called The E-Myth that I think both of you would actually benefit from reading. You can just audio book. It's one of those like read the first half and you're good.
Yeah.
And it talks about the practitioner that goes out and starts a business because they're losing 50% of their income because someone else owns the business. They use like a cake shop in the example. But I think in personal training, you have to become everything. And in the book, it talks about 3 typical archetypes of personalities. There's the technician, there's the manager, and there's the entrepreneur. And I think if we look at how fit came together and why it worked so well, Dad is 1,000% the manager.
Yeah.
Looks at the books, conservative in decision making, looks at past data way more. There's the technician who just phenomenal at doing the thing and just like, tell me what to do and I'll fucking do it, which is you. And then there's the entrepreneur that's like, we should do 1,000 things. And the other 2 are like, how about we just do this one and we do it this way? Because if we do that, Jace is like, it's going to be shit. And Dad goes, it's going to cost too much money. We've had heaps of conversations that you have put yourself in the category of technician. And I think the biggest change for you in the last 2 years is, I don't know if you see it yet, you're actually way more entrepreneurial than you realize. You just didn't have the confidence to execute on it.
Interesting.
So now you're like, we need to do Christmas party. We need to do a challenge for this. We need to have this happening. And I've just gone ahead and got DJ to do this. And next time we do the photo shoot, it's this. You think bigger, you think future. You just haven't been in a position to shoot the shot. And now it's like, I've got enough runs on the board and I've got people around me that if I fuck it up, it's going to be okay.
Yeah.
To actually lean into not just doing what I've been told to do, the kind of the Forrest Gump with the braces. Like they've kind of fallen off. It's like, you know what? Fuck it. Like I'm going to just have a go at shit.
I think the preseason was probably the beginning of me changing everything because it went against anything that we do in STC in terms of it was only an 8-week program.
Yep.
Like it was a specific set amount for that. And I was like, I'm going to take the risk and I'm going to do this thing that's a little bit different, but I'm going to do something that's half in person, half not, and blah, blah, blah. And just like, unlike that was in my head. I think when I look back, that was when I wasn't trying to be a mini Ben or a mini Jason. And it's like, no, this is your thing. And you can say slay and you can do this and you can do that and you can blah, blah, blah. And like that, when that sold out, it was like, okay. You can follow through on when you follow through on the ideas that you're able to voice and then get held accountable to it, good things happen.
Yeah.
And then that translated into, hey, Jess, if we open up a gym that's like 30-minute drive from your house, do you want X, Y, Z? Would you be able to be this role in this business, which is nothing that we've done before, nothing you've done before.
Yeah.
This is going to be required of you. The confidence to be like, you know what? I don't fucking know, but we'll fucking make it work.
Yep.
And like, that's just, the result of fucking around and finding out.
Yeah. So I think if you're a PT and you're doing all this solo and you just heard that and are like,
well,
I'm one of those things.
Well, it couldn't be me.
Yeah. Start to lean on, and it's interesting having read the book, you'll see it in Standout heaps. You'll see who's what.
Yeah.
So like we had 2 people yesterday that are technicians.
Yeah.
Or even managers that are, one was, I would say one's technician, one's manager. Yeah. Behavioral wise. And then we have to come in and be the entrepreneur and be like, nah, fucking take the shot. Or like, you're good at the thing, so do this. Or then you have people that are like just all over the fucking place. Yeah. Entrepreneur.
Ideas.
Yeah, but never execute anything.
Yeah.
So then we have to come in and be like, you need a fucking tracker. You need a to-do list. You need...
Yeah.
So I think if you're doing this by yourself, leveraging people around you and strategies, because I'm the entrepreneur type, that's why I'm like, the business tracker will fix everything. Because my brain is in 1,000 areas at one time. I sit down and look at the tracker and be like, this is what needs to happen this week. Just concentrate on that. Whereas if you're a manager, you're probably doing that
too much.
easily
Yeah.
and not thinking about what's the big picture thing that I could do. So you need to hang out with someone that's going to be like, hey, why don't you
that's
fucking
easy
try
to
this?
work on the people to work on the business. Like to make sure everything's where it needs to be.
Yeah, and if you need a manager, because I think most personal trainers won't be managers. Because you're not, that's too scary to go out on your own. So you're either going to be really good technician or entrepreneurial. So then more than likely, you're going to want to lean on someone that manages your business well.
Yeah.
That could be a good accountant. That could be a mentor. That could be relying on spreadsheets and stuff like that, but finding ways to do that management side well, because most personal trainers suck at it because they're the other two more often than not. And it doesn't mean also like, I think what you need to be careful of is not put yourself in the box.
Don't label it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because then I would be the one who's just only good at the thing.
Yeah.
I've done heaps of shit where I've like taken charge and thrown ideas out and
Correct.
had to manage things and stuff. It doesn't mean it's just my strong point. If I had when you deviate back to the set point, I'll always deviate back to being like focused on the thing and bringing the best out of something.
Most of our weeks is spent in that zone. But a month ago, 6 weeks ago, I came to you and was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
This is happening. I don't know. And you were like, we could do this, and this.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck, it's there. You can still develop the skill set. It's just
100%.
like what your natural tendencies are will allow you to make better decisions of who you invest in.
Yeah, that's it. It's like, don't bring someone else into your business if you are looking to expand or scale that is the same as you.
Yeah.
Don't bring another technician into the business. There's no point. You have two technicians, the business goes nowhere. There's nothing. You don't manage the things properly.
Yeah.
You got to go, right, what are the holes that I fill and how do I fill those gaps? Can I just like get a contractor in to fill some of those things, or do I have to actually look for a partner?
Yeah.
Or a mentor who's got that stuff?
Yeah.
It's not, and I don't need a mentor that's another good personal trainer that's highly skilled at their job.
Yeah.
Because I'm already good and skilled at my job. I need someone who's going to give me ideas to take my business in the right direction.
Yeah. 100%. And it's interesting, like reputation wise is another element of that. Like I think you would have in most rooms that know who we are, you would have the reputation of like the coach.
Yeah,
I would have the reputation of the business guy.
Yeah,
it's absolutely. Like I still think I'm fucking good at my job.
Yeah,
and I know if I gave you a project, you'd fucking annihilate it.
Yeah.
So it's like the skill set's still there. It's just this is what we default to.
Yeah, we just always deviate back to the same one.
So I think but that's maybe something for you to reflect on as well. Just be like, maybe I'm not just really good at being a PT,
and the rest of you are the same.
Yeah,
because we speak about it a lot in Standout.
Yeah.
Slay.